Welcome to the Cool Tools Show. I'm Mark Frauenfelder, Editor-in-Chief of Cool Tools, a website of tool recommendations written by our readers. You can find us at cool-tools.org. I'm joined by my co-host, Kevin Kelly, founder of Cool Tools. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, it's great to be here.
In each episode of the Cool Tools Show, Kevin and I talk to a guest about some of his or her favorite uncommon and uncommonly good tools they think others should know about. Our guest this week is Gina Clark of Malibu Seaside Chef, the go-to chef and catering company known as much for her celebrity clientele as her innovative menus. Based in Malibu, California, Gina's clients to date include celebrities and luminaries such as U2, Justin Bieber, Seal, Kid Rock, Barbra Streisand, Josh Brolin, Joe Montana, Dak Prescott, and many more. Hey, Gina, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, it's really great to have you here. I'm really looking forward to some of your suggestions and recommendations.
I got those to give you.
That's excellent. Okay. Yeah, Kevin and I love food. We love cooking. We are by no means professional chefs. So this is an honor to be able to speak to someone who is a professional chef and learn some of your favorite cooking tools. So why don't you tell us about the first one, about a food delivery bag?
Yes, this is called the Derby Insulated Food Bag, and it is the XXL. So the reason I love this bag is because you don't have to be a chef. You could be a mom going to the grocery store, getting groceries for your whole family, and you can put all these groceries in one bag. And I really love this product because, one, it's flat, which makes my life so much easier when I am taking supplies to houses that could spill, like pasta sauces or different things that I've already made that could potentially spill and dump over. This is a square, large, huge bag that is so durable, and it also, the straps have pads on them so they don't hurt my neck or my shoulders, which is also wonderful. And it's totally insulated. So I feel like if I've gone to 5 different grocery stores, I can bring all my food with me from grocery store to grocery store. And I'm not worried about my food quality getting disturbed driving to the next store because it's insulated. It stays cold. And I put my cold packs in there. So I know my fish and my meats are going to be perfect and my vegetables will be great. And I also love it because it is commercial grade, actually, which is also a benefit to having such a large bag. And I don't have to have 16 bags that I take with me to the grocery.
How large is it? Can you give an approximate size?
It would be about the size of, that size is big. It's big. It's like as big as a double size kitchen sink. That's how big it is. It's that big.
So when it's full of food, it must be pretty heavy then.
It can be, but I'm very strong, and people that are not weak, they could easily carry this bag full of food.
Okay. And there seems to be a lot of different large square bags that are insulated. Is the Derby particularly better than the others?
I feel like this one is the most durable and strong that I've ever used. And I've had so many other ones that I've used, but I love the feature that it's square. The square feature is really, for me as a chef who carries things that are going to spill, it's one of my favorite things to.
And you say square, you mean that it's like rectangular?
Rectangular, yes, it's rectangular.
Right. So there do seem to be, I don't know, dozens of different varieties of square food delivery, insulated food delivery bags, but you're saying this one you like more because of its durability, or
the durability, and it is commercial grade. So I'm talking, this is for the real. The zippers are commercial grade. The way that it seals, the temperature, the stitching, it's easy to collapse. That's another important feature. Mm-hmm. It's easy to collapse, and I can store this anywhere. So this could be stored underneath your bed. It could be stored in your closet. It doesn't take up a space like a cooler, yet it is a cooler.
All right. So it folds, it collapses down to flat.
Flat.
Is that what you're saying? Yes. Okay.
Cool.
So how much does it cost?
$24, around $24.
That's great. And how about cleaning? Is it easy to clean the outside of it?
So easy to clean. So I always, every time I come home from my jobs, I wipe out all my bags, because also you collect mildew and you just got to keep your bags clean. So I spray it with disinfectant, all my bags, and I come home, I wipe them out, and I just collapse it right back down and put it away.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we have these foldable rectangular grocery bags, but they're not insulated that we use going to Trader Joe's and stuff. And it's the same thing. They're collapsible. And they also fit right into the shopping cart much better than
That's
these,
true. This one is a little
cheaper.
bit bigger, but as I say, I am cooking and shopping for 10 to 15 to 20 people a lot of times. So I really need something that is, I just put it right when I come into the grocery store, right next to the carts, and no one ever takes it. And I just come back, and when I'm ready to go, I just fill it up.
Right, exactly.
So cool.
Wonderful.
It looks great. So so even if you're not a professional chef delivering food for a picnic for a large group of folks, this is the way to go.
It's the way to go for sure. You can get everything in there, put your dishes in there, put your cups in there. You can put your, all your alcohol in there and get ready to party.
That sounds good. Very cool. Okay, so
and it's called a Dura-B.
Dura-B, yeah, Dura-B.
Dura-B.
Dura-B insulated food bag XXL.
That sounds good. Okay, well, cool. So moving right on down the list, and I love hearing about knives, especially from people who use them professionally. So tell us about these knives that you like.
Well, New West knives, I absolutely love. They were actually a gift from my sous chef, Brian, and it was a beautiful gift. Not only are these knives gorgeous and American made, but they're like a piece of art. So what's really beautiful is that no one can ever steal my knife, because my knife is a piece of art. It is so gorgeous. It is like you could put this knife on the wall. That's how gorgeous it is. Not only is that knife beautiful, but it works like no other knife. And for me as a chef, it's like a part of my knife kit. I bring in this gorgeous knife. It's a piece of art, just like my food is a piece of art. I feel like my knife will never get left behind. That's another thing as a chef. You constantly are leaving everything behind, because I have a lot of servers and bartenders that are cleaning for me, and they never leave it behind. And also, it is like the Rolls Royce of knives, this knife. You know what I mean? I'm going in with style.
Mm-hmm. So you say it's a Rolls Royce. You mean in terms of its action, its ability, its cost? What do you mean by Rolls Royce?
Well, the cost is kind of like a Rolls Royce, and the cost is, it is an expensive knife. But
how much does it cost?
Well, it depends on which knife you get. But the
one that you're suggesting.
Well, I have all of them. So the chef knife that I love is about $325. The chef's knife. But I have all of them, so they go down in cost as less metal. The less metal, the lower the cost.
Okay.
And it's the highest quality steel for kitchen knives that you can buy. And the handles are made from desert iron wood, and they are beautiful and they are sexy.
And the shape is just like this. The shape is incredible. The curvy shape is so nice. It is.
And I imagine you must have used many knives over your careers, and so besides the fact that these look beautiful, what about their performance that you like, that compared to other expensive kitchen knives?
Well, actually, I have to say that it may be this desert iron wood, why it feels so comfortable in my hand, but it's not a heavy knife. And of course, there's a lot of knives that can be really heavy, and I don't want to cut all day long with a very heavy knife. So this desert iron wood is not so heavy, and it's kind of very sleek in my hands and smooth. It's just so comfortable. It's a very comfortable knife. It just fits like a glove, I could say, in my hand.
So it's the handle you're saying that.
It's the handle, the handle, because you can always sharpen a knife and make it more sharp, but the handle just fits my.
Oh, that's interesting.
Hand. And it's very smooth. It's kind of like a polished rock in your hand. That's how it kind of feels.
That's so cool. Gina, do you do your own sharpening?
I do. I have different knife sharpeners that I use. And I do sharpen my knife before all my jobs.
Do you use what do you use to sharpen?
Well, it's a Chef's Works knife sharpener. It's a typical I don't know what it would be. It's a kind of a stone that's in there. I don't know what kind of stone they use to sharpen these knives, but you just slide it right towards you. So your hand, you grip it in your left hand, and then you just
Mm-hmm.
pull straight towards you, and your knife is perfect again.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, and so Bon Appetit said this is the perfect balance of power and grace.
That sounds nice. They're absolutely beautiful. New West knives, and you have a bunch of different ones.
Yes, I have about 6 of them in my knife kit.
Could you recommend, like, if I were to buy one, which one would you recommend?
I would
Just
definitely say the chef's knife. It's
like a 7, 8 inch one or something?
It's an 8 inch.
8 inch
8 inch.
chef. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you can get the pairing to go with it. The pairing knife is wonderful to go with it. And
Mhm.
for very small and intricate little jobs of cutting small things, you would go down to the little, pairing knife.
Okay. So the 8 inch chef knife ironwood it's $389. And I mean, it looks great. It's a
It
lot of
sets you
money for a knife.
apart. It's a lot of money and it's so worth it. It's so worth it. This is my job I do every day. So why wouldn't I want to use the best tools possible? And also, it's not like I run around with ugly clothes on. So I want to run
Mhm.
around with a beautiful knife on.
Yeah, definitely. That sounds good. Well, okay, well, cool. So let's move down to your next one about mail order or online ordering of botanicals, I guess. That
Yeah,
sounds interesting.
Gourmet Sweet Botanicals. This is one of my favorite companies. This is who I use for every single one of my jobs. This is an edible flower and microgreens and tiny vegetables. They have herb crystals and petite greens. This really dresses up my food. This really dresses up my appetizers. This is the perfect signature to one of your favorite cocktails. These little beautiful confetti flowers that I throw over my salads, these nasturtiums, these gorgeous leaves I put on my cheese boards. This just really steps it up. Whether you're a home cook or a private chef, to really step up your game is with these flowers or these crystals.
So when you say flowers, are these like dried flowers or are these fresh flowers?
These are fresh flowers that you are actually ingesting. You're actually eating these beautiful
Right.
flowers.
But
Cool.
they're mail orders, so they're being sent to you by mail.
They
Is
are.
that right?
They're being shipped in a box that's a cooler box on ice, and they come in 24 hours. So I order the day before, and the box is here by 11 o'clock for my job.
Oh, it's like overnight delivery then. So what kind of cost? How much do they cost?
Well, it depends on what you order. So my typical order would be about $50, and I'm getting about 6 different varieties of flowers. So I get the premium assortment. And what's cool is that the flowers change. This premium assortment is probably goes for about $12. And I have rosemary and snapdragon and about 16 different flowers in this premium assortment. So they change too. So I get winter flowers and summer flowers and spring flowers. And then the cool thing about it is you could leave the flowers whole on your plates or your platters, or you pull the petals off and you just dust them wherever you want them.
I'm looking at the Instagram page for them right now. It's incredible. It's like a color explosion.
It is. And that's really what sets my food apart. And people remember it, especially at all these parties. Everyone's like, people eat with their eyes. So they're eating my food with all these colors. And it's more exciting and tantalizing for your taste buds to eat with your eyes.
Yeah.
Do you happen to know which flowers they are? I know that nasturtiums are edible. What are some of the edible flowers that would be in that mix?
Well, the bachelor button, they are my favorite. They come in 6 different colors of purple, shades of purple that are so beautiful. And that's one of my very favorites. That's really adds a big touch. The snapdragon, like I said, there's a million other ones. I just don't have them in front of me right now, the names of them.
Gina, do they have a flavor or are they just
Some
kind of
do. Some have flavors. Yes, you do. You can taste the different flower flavors for sure. And some are kind of flavorless, but some give pepper tones. Some are sweet tones, like the what is it? The honeysuckle is a very sweet flower. I remember when I was little, when I was on my horse, and I would, see these beautiful honeysuckles. I would always get off to taste them.
And you said in addition to these flowers, you also have herbs and botanicals, which are I mean, they don't have to be colored petals. They could be greens of some sort.
Oh yeah, they also have these crystals that they've actually crystallized ginger and different other rosemary and thyme and all sorts of stuff that they crystallize. So they really get a punch. It's a real punch. The flavor on the
That's
crystals.
so cool. And I'm looking at the tiny veggies, and they're like little tiny carrots and cucumbers that look like watermelon, or like marble-sized watermelons and stuff. It's crazy.
To add those baby vegetables to your cheese board or your crudités is so it's kind of unique, and people love them to eat these mini teeny
Oh
baby
yeah,
vegetables.
yeah, little tiny squash and things. So I'm looking. You can get 50 little tiny squash for $14. So
Yeah,
that goes a long way. Cool.
little bites of magic.
Do you know where are they based in California? I'm just thinking
They
about
are.
shipping.
They are.
Okay.
They are
Okay.
based in California.
Wow. It would be interesting to take a tour of the place and see what it looks like.
Oh, that would be interesting. I bet there's a
Yeah.
lot of greenhouses. I bet there are a lot done in the greenhouses for sure.
Yeah.
They cut them every day. That's the cool part. You're not getting old flowers. They're cutting these every day just for your order.
What an operation. I love this. This is something I've never heard of or really thought of or anything. And of course there's a business behind it. And so it's called Gourmet Sweet Botanicals. We'll have a link to that.
And I can't tell you how many people ask me daily where I got these flowers.
So
It adds
cool.
such a signature to especially to your cocktails. It's really, really nice in your cocktails. And
Oh
when I do
yeah.
tuna tartare, I top it off with these beautiful, vibrant, purple little flower petals. And my crab cakes, then I top it off with a orange little petal. And it's so amazing. It's so tasty, and it's so beautiful.
That sounds good. Okay, well, Gina, you said you are strong. You carry that Derby that's loaded with stuff. So to use Le Creuset cookware, you have to be strong too, because we have a skillet, a big one, and my wife has to use both hands to lift the skillet, and she can't hold it up for long. But you're recommending it, but you do have
I,
to be strong to use this stuff.
you know what? It's so true. My mom is 74 and she can't lift the La Cousets anymore.
Yeah.
So it's true, but I have a love for these pans. I really do. I have a love for the Dutch oven. It's one of my favorite pans I've ever used. It has, the top you fill with water so it drops down and keeps your meat moist the whole entire time. But this is my second favorite Le Creuset pan. It's the Enameled cast iron skinny grill. Let me tell you, I love this pan. It's a dream pan. I have two of them. So I have the grill version of this pan and also just the flat version. So I do my fish on this. When you want your fish skin to be crispy and to be beautiful, you press it down with your fingers and you set it right down on this pan, and you'll have some of the best, crispiest fish skin you've ever had in your life. And I love it.
What makes it? What is it about the pan that makes the skin or the grill so good?
Well, one, it's nonstick. Two, I love to do my fish right on top of the stove first. So I put it on a high heat, get my oil really hot, and then I place my fish down when the pan's super hot on top of the stove. And then why I love it is because it's nonstick. And then I take it after the fish is halfway up and I can see the color of the fish turning opaque. Then I pop this same pan into the oven. So I never have to make two cleaning jobs for myself, which
Mm-hmm.
is another great thing.
And so most pans you'd either use on the stovetop or the oven, but this one you can use either on the stove and the oven.
Yes, and that's why I love it. A lot of times you're at someone's house and they think they put the right pan on top of the oven, on top of the stove, and then they put it in the oven and you smell that nasty smell because the handle is burning.
Yes, that's the
Yes.
benefit of these.
Yes, this is the benefit. You can do dual job here with one pan. You can do pancakes. You can do your eggs, sunny side up eggs. You can do your bacon. You can do fish. There's so many different ways to cook on this pan. And then I love the twin of this, the grill pan. I love it on my lamb chops. I love it on my steak to give the grill marks,
And to describe that, so this pan, the grill pan, has kind of a stripe of raised
Yes,
metal, like
yes,
it would be like a grill in the bottom of the pan. Is that right?
that's correct.
On the first pan that you were talking about, that's just a flat bottom. Is that a square or is that a circle? The
Both of
pan. So
these are rectangle, but actually I own the Le Creuset round grill as well. So I imagine that they come in round and rectangle.
And how do those little ridges? What's the benefit of the ridges if you're cooking something so it doesn't stick as much? Or
I believe that those are really for grill marks to place
Mhm.
grill marks on because they do make a really nice statement when you have nice grill marks on your meat.
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, it always does look
But
cool.
the flat pan, I just absolutely love. I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at both of them, and at being a La Creuset, these are not very heavy. Actually, these pans are pretty not heavy at all. I would say they would weigh less than 2.5 pounds.
Oh, wow, that's great.
and
Yeah.
are they is the surface actually just cast iron or does it have a non-stick surface on it?
The skinny grill I'm speaking about, it is a cast iron, so it is the non-stick one. The other one is actually non-stick too, the grill pan as well. They're both non-stick.
Meaning if there's a non-stick surface added to the cast iron.
There is, and it's the healthy one. It's not the one that
Yeah.
you'll get cancer from.
It's like rock hard and indestructible too. That
Hmm.
whatever they coat it with is like porcelain or ceramic or something, and it never wears out. We've had La Crusade. We've had them for like 10 years, and they look like the day we bought them.
That's why you invest in pans like this. It's like my
Mhm.
knife. You want to invest in good quality materials that you'll never ever have to get rid of again. I'm never going to have to go and buy new pots and pans. These will
Yeah,
last me for the rest of my life.
yeah. And I think, I mean, the heaviness and the thickness of the skillets, the benefit is once you let them get hot, you have this nice even heat that's not going to like,
Spike.
it's not volatile. Yeah.
Not at all. Not at all. Plus, the French know what they're doing.
Right.
They know how to cook.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Beautiful. Well, yeah, it looks great. It's gorgeous. So that's the Le Creuset enameled cast iron skinny grill. That sounds good.
And why is it called skinny?
I don't know. I think they were talking about me. I have no idea why they call them skinny. Maybe because, you can, the fat settles down to the bottom and
Mhm.
you don't have to eat it.
Yeah, let's see. Slender grill pan fits over single burner on stove or outdoor grill. Or maybe that. I don't know, but
Yeah, That's probably why.
yeah. So you are the Malibu Seaside Chef. Tell us a little bit about your business and the kind of things that you do in addition to cooking delicious food. You're also featured on a lot of television programs and things like that. Yeah, tell us just a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, well, I was featured on Extreme Chef on the Food Network. I did 4 years of $1 Million Listing, and then I was on Beverly Hills Housewives, and I'm in the works right now with my own reality cooking show. We just shot my first pilot for Malibu Seaside Chef. I have worked for all the biggest celebrities in the world, from Justin Bieber to to you name them, I've done them. Julia Roberts, Angelina Jolie. I mean, I've
And
I've had my business for 18 years, so I kind of started from the ground up. I was a model. I lived all over the world. I lived in Paris, Milan, Germany, Australia, Amsterdam. So I had to figure out, what am I going to do when I get old and wrinkled?
um, so when you are making food for Justin Bieber or Angelina Jolie, you prepare food and then it's delivered to their house? Is that basically what it is?
No, all these people, I actually go into their homes and I cook for them there.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Amazing.
It's a lot of work. I got to
It's a
go
lot of work and a lot of time.
I got to plan a menu first, go grocery shopping, talk about dietary restrictions, talk about who's vegan, who's not, and what I'm going to feed all these people, because everyone has something they eat or don't eat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure. There's gluten-free, there's low FODMAP,
Yes.
keto.
Yes, allergies, this, that, and it's very serious. You could end up with someone in the hospital if you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I have a daughter with a nut allergy, and we've made trips to the emergency room before. So, yeah, you got to be careful. So you don't just go like these celebrities don't hire you to prepare meals every day. It's like for special occasions.
Yeah, these are daily dinners they have, and parties. For me as a private chef, I love going to a new house all the time. It was like my work as a model. Before I went to a new studio, I met new people. It was constantly interactive and fun. I love my job because I don't go to the same office every day. I go to a new kitchen every day, and I love it. It's challenging. It's fun.
And these days, it seems photography is a big part of eating. Do you photograph your food? Or do they photograph your food? Is that part of what you think of as what you do?
That's something that this Instagram world and all these new things that are happening now, it's like you just got to get on the wagon. As a chef, I want the integrity of my food to go out hot, steaming, beautiful. So for me to get in there and try to take an Instagram picture, it's hard, but I still try to do it. I still do try to do it. I try to take pictures of my food as it goes out, but I really don't want to lose the integrity of the warmth of my food to try to take the perfect picture. It's more important for me that my client is happy rather than getting the perfect picture of my food.
And I guess they could take the picture themselves if they wanted to.
They could, but they want to eat it so fast. It looks so good.
So, Gina, if people want to find out more about you and what you do and all that good stuff, where's the best place for them to go?
MalibuSeasideChef.com.
Cool. That sounds good. This has been really fun talking to you and learning about all your cooking tools and stuff.
I also want to say that I was just featured on CBS LA Channel 2, Destination LA. It's season 1, episode 10, and it's on Amazon Prime right now.
Cool.
And yeah, so there's a lot of good things in the works. And then I have 6 pages coming out in the new Malibu magazine August issue.
Very nice.
Okay. We'll have those in the show notes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yes.
Well, thanks. It was really a lot of fun.
Thanks,
it was really fantastic to enter this other world that we don't normally get to experience. And thanks for the great tips, especially about the edible botanicals, which is really cool.
Yeah, you guys are going to really step your game up over there.
Hey, everybody, it's your host, Mark, and I wanted to thank you for listening to the Cool Tools Show. And I also wanted to let you know that we've got a lot more going on at Cool Tools than just this podcast. We also have the Cool Tools website, which has a new tool review every day, and you can get there by going to cool-tools.org. We also have 4 different newsletters that you can subscribe to, and you can subscribe to those from the Cool Tools page. We have this podcast that you're listening to right now. We also have a YouTube channel where we review tools. Check that YouTube channel out by going to youtube.com/cooltools. And one of the things I'd like to ask you is, if you're really enjoying everything that we are producing, go to our Patreon page and support us there. you can sign up and give us as little as $1 a month, and that would mean a lot to us. The money that we get from Patreon goes towards a lot of things. We transcribe our podcast interviews so that you can read them online. We pay for editing of our podcasts and for our videos. We pay our contributors. We have video production costs. We have equipment costs. We have hosting costs. And the money you give us through Patreon also goes to support Cool Tools Lab. Anything you give is a huge help. And one of the things that we do is if you are a contributor to Patreon, we'll give you a shout out on air. And so I have a few people here to thank this week. Mark Lyanaj, Micah Gates, Monty Zukowski, Patrick James McNally, Robert Cohen, Scott, Spence Lloyd, Steve Avery, Steve Golden, Steve Levine, Tom Hess, William Phillips, Aaron Nipper, Darab Patel, Glenn Mercer, Jay Walker, Jeff Bonner, Ryan Jarrell, Pat Daly, Patrick Kennedy, Troy Wallet, Mike Camerate, Nicole Harkin, Tim Youssef, Scott Reed. Thanks all of you for supporting Cool Tools. And if you would like to have a shout out, go over to the Patreon page and sign up. And thanks for listening to the Cool Tools podcast. We'll see you next week.